friends, I am Sai Chaitanya. Welcome to Sai Taker. In this video, I'll be comparing the Poco X2 versus a Realme X2 smartphone. So most of the users, they do ask me which phone to buy, either the Poco X2 or the Realme X2 device. So in this video, I'll be covering various aspects like the display, battery and the camera, everything friends. Try to watch till end of the video so to get to know more comparison between the software updates, all of these things. So you'll get to know more things about the two smartphones. Since I'm using this both phones for very long time, it's been very long time using this two phones, so definitely you need to know which phone to buy before actually buying. So try to watch till end of the video, as I said. So do check the links in description, exactly all the playlist available for the Realme X2 and the Poco X2 as well, so you'll get complete details about each and every smartphone in depth. So in this video, I'll be just going on the top of each phones in each and every area, so you'll get a clear idea which phone to buy and why. Even I'll be mentioning the gamer point of view and normal user point of view as well. So definitely there are two types of users, normal users and the gamer users. So for both which is an advantage and which is disadvantage, definitely I'll be trying to mention, keeping them both in mind as well. So try to watch till end of the video to get to know more details, which is the best one and why. So let's get started with the first is that most people, they do ask me which phone is good in terms of the software updates for long time usage. So definitely friends, most of the users would if they buy the phone, they want to definitely use for the next 2 to 3 years or even more. So they should be known about how good the company can actually provide the software updates. So in that segment, both the phones are pretty close to each other. Definitely right now in the Poco X2, I got the MIUI 12 update, and right now I'm using in the Poco X2 as well. Even in the Realme X2 as well, every month I do receive the regular Android security updates as well. So recently when I got the Realme UI update, I think 2 months back I was using the Realme UI update. So in terms of the updates, both are very good in terms of giving the updates for these two phones. So in terms of the updates area, both are equal level. So next is the battery and the charging. So in terms of the battery, so first let's talk about the battery backup. So which phone has actually good battery backup? This is the most asked question for me, which is the best battery backup, Realme X2 or the Poco X2. So one thing I need to clarify to you friends, the Realme X2 has 4000 mAh of battery and small screen, 6.4 inches and 60 Hz refresh rate. So whereas the Poco X2 has 6.6 inches, so the display is bigger and you do have the bigger battery, 4500 mAh of battery, but a 120 Hz refresh rate. So overall, in terms of the battery backup, regularly for one day, if I start 100% with the Poco X2 and 100% with the Realme X2, by the end of the day, the battery would last around close to 40% or 35%. So these with the both phones are definitely friends. This both battery backup are kind of same range, I can say. Before the Realme UI update, the battery backup was very good in the Realme X2. Even same thing with the Poco X2 as well. Before the MIUI 12 update, the battery backup was so good, but right now things got pretty weird for this both smartphones. Now they are struggling to get 1.5 day of usage, but single day usage is definitely possible with the both phones. So in terms of the battery area, I would say this kind of tie as well, definitely. And the Poco X2 will be giving the little bit of more battery if you're using the 60 Hz refresh rate. So don't try to use the 120 Hz if you're seriously worried about the battery, but according to me, I would prefer every time to use the 120 Hz refresh rate, because I know I'll be reaching my home with a little bit of battery left, so I no need to concern about the refresh rate at all. So overall, I'll be setting the refresh rate to 120 Hz all the time in the Poco X2. So in terms of the battery backup, both are pretty equal in my opinion. Definitely in my usage, I did find out that one. And next is the charging. So in terms of charging, the Poco X2 has 27 watts and the Realme X2 has 30 watts. So definitely for the mid-range segments nowadays, we do have the minimum requirement of 30 watts charging nowadays to use the phone for the next 2 to 3 years. So in this case, both the phones are pretty good, because Poco X2 can actually charge I think close to 70 minutes the full charge, which is also in a decent score for the 4500 mAh of battery you need to consider. So whereas the Realme X2 also takes the same amount of time for the 4000 mAh of battery. So definitely in terms of the charging area, both are pretty good and you won't be disappointed at all in terms of the charging. So next is the performance. So in terms of the performance friends, both the phones, they do use the Snapdragon 730G processor, so which is pretty good in terms of the performance and overall as well. But in the Poco X2, I do like the smooth scrolling ear experience when I use the 120 Hz refresh rate. Definitely, trust me, if you get used to this 120 Hz refresh rate, definitely you will feel other 60 Hz very slow. So this is what I was feeling when I was using the Poco X2 to test the MIUI, with the battery and performance at the time. So I was using the Poco X2 for the, I think, 2 to 3 days, and whenever I use this phone, I used to keep the refresh rate at 120 refresh rate. So I used to feel very smooth experience when switching between the applications as well. So this is a very good thing in the Poco X2. So overall, having 120 Hz refresh rate is the best option in the Poco X2, and in the performance I would give the points to the Poco X2 for the smooth scrolling and very smooth scrolling and very good animations in terms of switching between applications. So this is just only 120 Hz refresh rate. I'm giving points, that's it. Even the Realme X2 is not so bad as well. Definitely it's good, very good, but having 120 Hz makes another level of using experience. So next is a display. So right now, in terms of the display, which display is the best, either AMOLED panel or IPS panel? So which one I would pick? Definitely, friends, is a question most of the users, they do ask me, IPS LCD panel with the 120 refresh rate or AMOLED panel with a 60 Hz refresh rate. So for me, if I am media consumption user, or if I prefer my phone watching more Amazon Prime or Netflix or more videos or more entertainment, then definitely I would prefer AMOLED panels. If I am the kind of person who likes to play a lot of games, so more into gaming, then definitely the Poco X2 I will prefer. The reason, because 120 Hz refresh rate, definitely nowadays we don't get much game supports 120 Hz, but definitely in the next upcoming 1 year or 2 years, you will see plenty of new games which actually they do upgrade to the 120 refresh rate. So you need to have the future proof option right now only. So as a gamer point of view, I would pick the Poco X2. As a normal user point of view, I would pick the Realme X2 phone in terms of the display. So overall, the display quality is pretty good, but having the AMOLED panel, you do get additional advantage of always on display functionality, which you can get in the Realme X2 phone as well. Screen off display, as you can see, friends. So you do get the small timing and even the notifications you can get for each and every individual applications in the Realme X2 without any problem. So that's another advantage in terms of having AMOLED panels in the Realme X2 phone. So overall, in terms of the display, both are tie because Poco X2 has advantage of 120 Hz, Realme X2 has advantage of AMOLED panel. So now it's up to you to decide which phone to buy. So if you ask me the screen quality and contrast, saturation levels and everything, AMOLED I would pick definitely. If you're a gamer, then definitely you can pick the Poco X2. So next, it's come to the cameras. So in terms of the cameras, both the phones, they do have very good quad camera setup. In the back side, you can see clearly. So both phones, they do have the 64 megapixel lens without even compromising the quality. Both can record 4K at 30 FPS. So even in the camera segment, both phones are pretty equal to each other. So there's not much difference. But overall, in the Poco X2, having the front camera where you can have the depth sensor lens, as you can see in terms of the front camera, which will give you additional flexibility in terms of taking portrait shot. But the front camera, I would prefer having the ultra wide shot where I can capture more frames in the single shot, but that's not the case. You do have the depth sensor only. So in terms of the camera, both phones are pretty good to each other. So next is the connectivity. So in terms of the connectivity, one thing I do like is that in the Realme X2 you do have the option of having dual Wi-Fi connection. So let me show you here. So as you can see right now, my device has a dual Wi-Fi connection. So that means you can connect two Wi-Fi networks at same time in the Realme X2, and you can use with a full speed experience while you are using the device. So that's a very good advantage in the Realme X2 phone. This makes completely next level of using the Wi-Fi's. So this is a good advantage with the Realme X2. So overall, in terms of the connectivity, both are pretty good. So no issues with the Wi-Fi or 4G signals at all. So pretty good and decent. So next is the build quality and the speakers. So build quality, which device I like? Obviously I like the Realme X2's build quality overall. So definitely I can feel very lightweight. I think the phone weight is around only 188 grams, so which makes very lightweight usage even with the single hand usage as well. So you do get this kind of additional features with the edge lighting as well in the inbuilt Realme UI. That's another extra feature which I'll be discussing. But overall, in terms of having a single hand usage, makes the device to use very much easily and comfortable with a single hand without any problem. So in terms of the build quality, mostly I like the Realme X2 Pro's build quality only. So in this area I'm giving points to Realme X2 of having very small form factor and without even compromising the battery or performance. So in terms of the speakers, both are pretty good in terms of speakers, so there is no issues in terms of the speakers. So overall, next is having the extra features. So finally is the extra features thing, as you can see friends. So where the Poco X2 has the IR blaster on the top, where the Realme X2 doesn't have any that kind of thing. So this is a small thing where a few users they do require and few doesn't even care. So these are the overall both advantages and disadvantages side by side comparison. So now we can decide which phone to buy and why. So finally, so as the gamers, obviously you choose the Poco X2. Don't even think twice or thrice. Okay, always choose the Poco X2, definitely friends. And for the normal user or normal entertainment purpose, then definitely Realme X2 is the best option. So for more videos, do subscribe to my channel SciTech Guru, and also do check the links in description for exactly what live wallpaper and what wallpapers I'm using in all of my videos. So see you in the next video. Until then, bye.